You don't overthink because you're weak. You overthink because your mind learned something very early in life. Thinking more felt safer than feeling more. Somewhere along the way, your brain decided that if it could analyze everything, predict everything, replay everything, then maybe pain wouldn't surprise you again. And that's where the problem began. Overthinking doesn't start as a flaw. It starts as protection. At first, it helps you notice patterns others miss. It makes you cautious, observant, intelligent. People even praise you for it. You think deeply, they say. You're mature. But no one tells you what happens when that same skill turns inward and starts eating you alive. Because an overthinking mind never rests. It doesn't shut off at night. It doesn't care that the danger is gone. It keeps scanning, replaying, questioning, not because it enjoys it, but because it's afraid of what happens if it stops. The overthinker's mind believes silence is dangerous, so it fills every quiet moment with noise. You replay conversations you should have forgotten years ago. You analyze messages that were sent in 5 seconds as if they were coded signals. You imagine outcomes that haven't happened, arguments that don't exist, futures that may never come. And the worst part? Your brain presents all of this as logic, not anxiety. It tells you, I'm just being careful. I'm just preparing. I'm just trying to understand. But slowly, preparation turns into paralysis. Overthinking convinces you that action without certainty is reckless, so you wait and wait and wait until opportunities expire, people move on, and life quietly continues without you. Then your mind does something cruel. It blames you for missing the moment it wouldn't let you enter. This is how the mind becomes the enemy. An overthinking brain doesn't live in the present. It lives in the past and the future, two places where you have absolutely no control. One is filled with regret, the other is filled with fear. And your mind keeps dragging you between them, convincing you that if you just think a little more, you'll finally feel at peace. But peace never comes from thinking. It comes from trusting. And trust is exactly what an overthinker struggles with most. Overthinkers don't just doubt situations, they doubt themselves. Every decision feels heavy because they don't trust their instincts anymore. They need proof, reassurance, guarantees. And since life offers none of that, they stay stuck in mental loops. This is why overthinking feels productive, but achieves nothing. Your mind is busy, but your life is still. There's another side no one talks about. Overthinkers are often emotionally sensitive people who learned to suppress emotion. Instead of feeling anger, sadness, or fear in real time, they analyze it later. They dissect it. They intellectualize it. Thinking becomes a way to avoid feeling vulnerable. But emotions don't disappear when ignored. They wait, and when they return, they come back louder, disguised as intrusive thoughts, anxiety, and mental exhaustion. That's why overthinkers feel tired even when they haven't done anything physical. Their mind has been running marathons all day. The brain was never designed to carry this much unresolved emotion. Overthinking also creates a dangerous illusion, the belief that understanding everything will finally bring relief. But the truth is harsh. You don't need to understand everything to move forward. You just need to tolerate uncertainty. And uncertainty is terrifying to an overthinker, because uncertainty reminds them of moments where things went wrong without warning, moments where they felt powerless. So now their mind overcompensates. It tries to control the uncontrollable. It tries to predict chaos. But life doesn't follow predictions. It follows participation. The more you stay inside your head, the less you live outside of it. This is why overthinkers often feel disconnected from reality. They are physically present, but mentally elsewhere, always one step removed, watching life instead of experiencing it. And over time, that distance turns into loneliness even when surrounded by people, because no one can reach you if you're trapped in your thoughts. Here's the part that hits hardest. Overthinkers are often the people with the most potential. They're imaginative, insightful, deep, but their mind sabotages them by demanding perfection before progress, and perfection never arrives. So dreams remain ideas, talents remain unused, words remain unsaid, not because they couldn't act, but because they thought too much. Your mind tells you it's protecting you from failure. In reality, it's protecting you from growth. Growth requires risk. Risk requires discomfort, and discomfort is exactly what the overthinking mind is designed to avoid. So what's the escape? It's not positive thinking. It's not forcing your mind to be quiet, and it's definitely not just stop overthinking. The real shift happens when you realize this one truth. Your thoughts are not commands, they are suggestions. An overthinker treats every thought as urgent and important, but most thoughts are just mental noise, echoes of fear, habit, and old experiences. You don't need to solve them. You don't need to follow them. You don't even need to fight them. You just need to stop obeying them. The moment you act despite uncertainty, something changes. The mind learns that it doesn't need to control everything for you to survive. Each small action weakens the grip of overthinking, not instantly, but gradually. Overthinking doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when it's no longer rewarded with attention. The goal isn't to silence the mind. The goal is to stop letting it run your life. Because the same mind that overthinks can also create, imagine, and understand the world in ways others can't, if it's pointed in the right direction. An overthinker isn't broken. They're just trapped in a survival pattern that's no longer necessary. And the moment they realize that, the enemy becomes an ally again.